No, this isn't just chilling out in the living room. This has to do with ancient eye surgery, which honestly makes my toes curl because I hate anything that has to do with eyes.
Wow! Wow! Okay, what did I do?
Hi YouTube, welcome back in hell. My name is Cypress, and if you didn't know yet, I stream live on Twitch. So if you'd like to see me play games, or hang out with me in my community, or you would like to say that you didn't know that I stream live, go to twitch.tv/vtuber Cypress, and I hope to see you there sometime. I also upload gameplay videos, gameplay highlights, and streaming highlights over at my other YouTube channel, Cypress Play. Today we'll be watching a video by Chat History. This is the most painful medical treatments in ancient history.
Painful ancient medicine.
The hot iron.
Hundreds and even thousands of years ago, humanity's knowledge of itself was still in its infancy. We had a basic idea of what makes us tick, but that wasn't enough to stop the scientifically curious from fiddling around both outside and inside people's bodies. Alright, just gonna poke around in here and... What's the matter, doctor? There's a scary skeleton in you!
There's a scary skeleton inside of you. Oh my god.
That being the case, it was up to these early pioneers.
I do wonder, how did that go? I mean, I assume we probably already knew about that, at least, right? Because back in the day, someone dies, and then, you know, all of the natural processes happen, and then the only thing left is bone. So I would assume it's like one of the first things we knew.
Of medicine to provide solutions to human ailments, be it a simple cough or a giant debilitating pulsating tumor. If you were lucky, you'd find a doctor willing to test out different medicines outside of thoughts and prayers.
5 Hail Marys should work? Who the flip is Mary? Yeah, who the f is she? I mean, sorry, flip.
But some of these treatments would have you begging for mercy from what
ancient peasant getting Baja blasted? Wait, okay, I know Baja Blast is a drink, right? But what are you doing with him? What's in his mouth?
Begging for mercy from whatever divine being you may have believed in. Take, for instance, someone afflicted with...
Oh my god, what the f is this?
Hemorrhoids. Yeah.
So they put a stick in his butt?
That's how this is starting off.
Oh yeah, that should work.
Nowadays, you just go to the corner store, prepare yourself an H, finger your B, and sit at home in complete discomfort. A few days later, you're right as rain. But back in the past, humans did not have such a luxury. Failed treatment could result in some gnarly infections, which in non-modern times was a death sentence.
Oh, but why does it kind of look like he enjoys it?
Sure, you could go to an apothecary.
Why is he enjoying it?
Carrie, who could whip up a strange mixture of grimy herbs and unidentifiable animal liquids that you could sip on, but that's most likely going to cause intense gastrointestinal distress. You need something that's tried and true.
I don't know, I kind of feel like I'd rather have that than a stick up my butt, but that's me.
True. Well, you can iron out that wrinkle near your wrinkle with this, a hot iron rod.
No way.
The theory's simple.
No!
Hemorrhoids are basically small open wounds, so a little bit of cauterization would close them bad boys right up and
aren't you just... Oh, okay, you're
allow them to heal.
I'm like thinking you're closing the butthole, but...
This method was actually first used in the 4th century BC by father of medicine, Hippocrates. He apparently was a huge fan of cauterization as a last resort cure-all for...
A huge fan? How can you be a huge fan of this?
For most afflictions. Have a bad cough? Sear your throat to a medium rare.
No, man, he was just a sadist.
Have a headache? A burning rod to the temples will make you forget.
No, man, he's just a sadist.
All about it. Hippocrates was of firm belief that if a condition couldn't be cured with medicine, it could be cured with a knife. If it couldn't be cured with a knife, it could be cured with fire.
And if it cannot be cured with fire, it will be cured with death.
If it couldn't be cured with fire, well, then you're just shit out of luck.
That is crazy. As many conditions as drugs do not cure, the knife cures. As many as knife does not cure, fire cures. As many as fire does not cure, these have to be incurable. Yeah, you're right, buddy. You're right, Jesus. So basically it's just saying if I don't know how to cure it, then it's not curable. Oh my god, who do you think you are?
Right. The obvious problem with this cure in the rectal region is that it isn't without collateral damage. The application often led skin fusing to the burning rod and getting ripped from the body. Another unfortunate possibility was that the rod was hot enough to burn your skin, but not hot enough to cauterize the hemorrhoids, so you'd only get an appetizer instead of the full meal. You were also under threat of having the target missed completely. One slip, trip, loss of grip, and your back lip's getting a rip. It is reported that patients would claim the rectal remedy was successful, but...
They would? I guess so, because I'm like, how were they able to keep doing this? And I guess they're able to keep doing it or believe that it works when there are some people that say that it worked for them.
Then again, would you agree to a follow-up treatment if you weren't cured? Probably not.
No. Metallic catheters. Metallic?
We move on from
Like catheters you used to pee, right?
being a pain in the ass to being a pain in the dick. Metallic catheters have been around for
Catheters. That's how you pronounce it, I knew that.
thousands of years, dating all the way back to around 3000 BC. These little guys were used to relieve patients of urinary obstructions, which didn't allow for proper passage of pee. Ever lie in bed at night needing to go, but you're too comfy, so you just lie there feeling the pressure of building in your bladder?
Yes.
Ever have to hold it in on a long car ride home where you're twitching and
Yes.
groaning, yearning for that sweet urethral flow?
Yes, I know
Well,
it all too well.
And you've experienced a fraction of the pain generated from being physically unable to drain your piss pouch.
Ooh,
This
oh my god, that's horrible.
was such a prevalent problem throughout history that it was on the high priority list of the super science people of yore. Evidence of early versions of these tools have been found throughout ancient Egypt, Rome, Greece, China, and India, with materials being used ranging from onion stalks to solid gold.
Onions? Wait, what? Onion stalks?
The theory was simple. Like a clogged drain, you just gotta poke around in there to clear the blockage.
Yeah, I just poke a little bit around there.
Enter the catheter, which enters you. After snaking around your tract, the tube
Why did he have to put in that sound?
enters your bladder and provides a cleared path for you to relieve yourself. As will be a common theme throughout this video, ancient times had only rudimentary methods for sedatives such as opiates, herbs, and alcohol to subdue any pain. If these weren't available, you could always bite down on a stick or something while getting a metal tube shoved up your nethers. The insertion procedure was delicate and tricky, since these tools were
You know, when I see these things, I'm like, oh my god. Like, there's people that say they feel like they're born in the wrong time and they would love to live in a time like this. If you're in here, are you still sure? Like, the state of medicine back then?
handmade, edges could be rough. Without proper care, your internals could get all kinds of tore up, which would certainly have no way of being treated effectively. If improperly cleaned, a catheter could leave behind debris in your bladder, causing infection or even worse, future blockages. So with that, only a properly prepared person performed the painful pubic procedure. As technology evolved, however, catheters became flexible and more ergonomic for both male and female patients, with various shapes and sizes to increase comfort, or rather decrease discomfort. But back in those times, a few minutes of sharp pain was well worth the relief of long-term agony and
Yeah, I guess so. If, like, what he just said is just a fraction of the pain that they're suffering, that's awful.
potential kidney failure. Let's just say that without a catheter, you're in for a bad time.
Haha, you're in for a bad time. Haha, you're so funny. Lithotomy.
Speaking
Who's
of having a
Tommy?
bad time, this would be one of them. As a follow-up to metallic
The poor dude on the bed.
catheters, if the obstruction was a calcified stone too large to pass naturally, surgical intervention may have been in the stars for you. The first recorded practice of lithotomy dates back to ancient
lithotomy.
Greeks.
I knew
The word
that.
lithotomy derives from the Greek language, with lithos meaning stone and tomos meaning cut. This makes sense as surgeons were quite literally cutting for a stone stuck in your belly. To say that the procedure was not pretty would be a drastic understatement.
Like that. The fuck?
Nowadays, lithotomy is performed by making a small incision in the abdomen and using a small camera tool to fish around for the offending mass. Back in the day, however, this was a perineal procedure. Your perineum, if you're unaware, is that no man's land between your anus and your junk. Modern scholars refer to it as the taint or the grundle. That's the incision site. It's gonna suck. Lying on your back with your knees
Oh
pulled
my
to your chest to
gosh.
give the doctor a front row seat to your particulars, a surgeon would make the invasive entry and beeline it for your bladder to attempt removal of the stone, if he could find it. Physical removal was either
Oh my
performed
god,
with
imagine doing all of this shit and then they cannot even find it.
a hooking tool or with the surgeon's fingers like he was trying to get the last chip out of a Pringles can. If you were lucky, the stone or stones produced in your body were relatively small in diameter, maybe a quarter inch or less than a centimeter. But as you can imagine, problems arose if these stones were large. Excessive
Big
bleeding
fella.
and internal damage can occur from bladder stones exceeding 1.5 inches or
That
about
is crazy that it can become that big.
4 centimeters, though luckily these were rare. It's no surprise that these surgical procedures were excruciatingly painful. It was almost required that an assistant or two would be present to restrain you during the procedure to avoid any unnecessary damage from involuntary struggling as you endured the pain. After extraction, the patient was sat in a shallow pool of vinegar and salt to halt any bleeding before being stitched up like a teddy bear. There's no question that the procedure sucked, but the long-term benefits outweighed the short-term investment.
Yes.
Capital gains, more like capital pains.
Trepanation.
Now, I did briefly cover trepanation way back when I thought doing a monotone narration was a good idea, but let's revisit it. So, trepanation is the act of deliberately drilling a hole in one's head for the sake of some kind of medical relief. This could be physical pain like excessive skull pressure or headaches, or for spiritual reasons, as some early societies believed that trepanation allowed for the release of spooky spirits haunting your melon. Trepanation is one of the earliest known surgical procedures performed throughout human history, with evidence being found across the entire globe as far back as the Neolithic era, the end of the Stone Age. So imagine you want to get some relief for your frequent pounding headaches, and your local medicine man whips
No, I have headaches a lot too. Maybe I should get a trepanation.
out his iconic and sharp obsidian slab. Dr. Ooga Booga gives you a smile as he starts carving away at your dome, peeling skin from skull. You'd think that fight or flight
Excuse me?
mode would kick in, but eh. Next came the actual carving of bone, either by making rectangular intersecting cuts to eventually pop out a square of your skull, or by slowly whittling away at it until reaching your
I don't like this.
soft, chewy brain like it was a dang Tootsie Pop. There
I
are
don't
a
like
few
this.
known trepanation methods observed across the world. The first two I just described, rectangular cuts and scraping. The third was the use of a tree fine, a hollow-toothed
fine?
cylinder. This is like popping into your local Home Depot for a Craftsman V20 brush
Oh, so you're telling me we can do this at home?
drill and 2-inch bimetal hole saws.
Just kidding, don't do that.
Is this gonna hurt? Only if you scream. The last and most commonly used method was the drilling of closely spaced holes, usually performed with a bow and flint. Now, having your head carved into is certainly not a pleasurable experience, so you'd probably want the procedure to be over quickly.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be awesome. I thought I was gonna have a lovely time.
Think again. Since it was known that jamming a sharp object into the brain would almost certainly diminish the surgeon's success rate, trepanation was a long,
This is last incident. Oh my gosh.
delicate, and grueling process.
Yeah, of course.
Trepanation is still practiced in modern medicine as
So it does work for some things?
a craniectomy to treat brain injuries and
Oh,
remove
okay.
brain tumors.
Okay.
Surprisingly,
Okay,
though,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
the
Brain
majority
tumors.
of recovered remains showing evidence of trepanation also showed signs of continued bone growth and healing, indicating that these subjects survived their surgeries. It's estimated that around 80% of those who got their noggin knocked ended up living, though it's questionable if they lived well.
Arrow extraction.
Imagine spending months or even years training as a warrior, perfecting the art of handling a blade, mastering close combat, and being the embodiment of peak physical strength, only to be taken out by an arrow the moment you step out onto the battlefield. Huge bummer, but all's fair in love and war, and boy, did you love war until about 5 seconds ago. Now lying on the ground,
No,
your
that's not true. I wasn't loving it.
life slowly slipping away from a simple arm wound, you look up to see a friendly face. It's one of them fancy new soldiers. What are they called? Oh yeah, medics.
Oh, the
His whole
medics.
job is to make you feel better and to get you back
Need
up
a
on your
medic.
feet. Your other buddies on the battlefield? They can wait a bit. They're not going anywhere. Now, unfortunately for you, the arrow's pretty deep, so things aren't looking too great. Shallow entry wounds you could simply rip out, rub some dirt in it, and call it a day. These deeper wounds, however, they need a bit more persuasion. Most arrowhead designs at the time are barbed. Where they land, they're meant to stay. So here are your options. Option 1. If there's already an exit wound, snap the arrow in two and push it through to the other side.
Yep,
Sorry
makes
if you're
sense.
eating while
Yes.
watching this. Option 2. If there's no exit wound,
I mean, that's on you. If you see this title, the most painful medical treatments in ancient history, and you decide to eat, that's on you.
you're gonna need to pull the arrowhead out. Simply open the entry wound enough to find the arrowhead and gently
like
pull,
that. Oh my
avoiding the
God.
barbs
The moist sound effects that it puts in makes it worse.
out your delicate insides. Option 3. If the arrowhead is stuck in a bone or too deep to retrieve... Option 4. If you can retrieve the arrow and you want things to be quick like a band-aid, use the classic tooth fairy method. Simply tie the protruding arrow to another arrow and fire away. The offending arrow is ripped out and you're left there in complete and utter agony. Now we just have to dump some honey on that bad boy, wrap it up nice and neat in a filthy cloth covered in mud and dirt, and you'll be back
That's the best way for it to
to it
heal.
in no time.
The fuck?
Coughing.
No, this isn't just chilling out in the living room. This has to do with ancient eye surgery, which honestly makes my toes curl because I hate anything that has to do with eyes.
Wow! Wow! Okay, what did I do?
My wife, she constantly tortures me by poking her own eyeball for fun just because she can, and it honestly just heebies my jeebies. So here we go. Couching is the first known surgical procedure to counteract a cataract. What's a cataract? It's the clouding of the natural lens inside of your eyeball. If you know anything about light scattering, you'll know that semi-transparency does a lot of it. Makes your vision go all wonky like you're looking at the world through a steamy shower door, except permanently and much less sexy. Well, not permanently anymore, because them ancient Egyptians found a great way to stab your own eyes and get rid of the problem. However, it would be much later until we got something recorded in fine detail. Around the 6th century BC, ancient Indian physician Sushruta wrote about his breakthrough cataract removal process called couching in his medical texts. And look at this guy.
I don't like this, man. Oh, I don't like stuff close to the eyes.
I mean, you wouldn't put your life in the hands of ancient Indian Santa Claus? Come on. The theory behind couching is what you'd expect. Take a cloudy lens and push it out of the way. This was done with a curved needle to delicately puncture the eye and dislodge the cloudy lens. This was likely very painful, as you're literally ripping out your eye's lens from its natural position. The cataract would either be pushed aside out of the vision pathway or pressed out of the eyeball.
That can be good. Is it what?
Now, to his credit, Sushruta was very mindful of the need to have clean tools and a clean environment for surgeries. He was centuries ahead of European medicine in that regard, but his sterilization techniques weren't perfect. Patients often experienced agonizing infections, which inevitably led to the complete loss of vision in the affected eye. It is estimated that roughly 70% of patients were left completely blind due to surgical complications. But hey,
course.
if you're gonna go blind anyway, why not take the 30% chance?
You were already going blind in that one eye. I can get why you're like, okay, let me just try this treatment of this guy, I guess.
And risk it for the biscuit.
Bloodletting. Oh, I love a good bloodletting.
Ah, the iconic bloodletting,
hell
the basic
yeah.
bitch of ancient medicine. Despite being outright stupid, this practice was used throughout numerous cultures across human history, beginning as early as the ancient Egyptians around 3000 BC, but spreading as far as ancient Rome, Greece, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, Mesoamerica, and Africa. And pretty much everywhere. The prevailing theory was that most ailments were the result of having an imbalance of the four humors in the body. If you're unaware, the four humors theory was developed by none other than our bearded boy, Hippocrates. It states that our bodies consist of four bodily fluids: blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. A perfectly normal and healthy person was believed to have these four fluids in perfect balance. Any tip to one extremity can lead to disease and a shift in personality. Having a bad cough? You've got too much phlegm in your system. Cough it up. Got some terrible tummy issues? You got too much yellow bile. Time to touch your uvula. Almost anything else? Well, you've got too much bad quality blood in you, so let's slice open an artery and purge you of your
my
impurities.
God.
Now, typically,
what a
blood
good
was
idea.
drained until the patient passed out, which is horrible, stupid, and dumb. Yes, your body
No, that means
constantly
it
produces
works.
new blood, but it's also a self-sustaining cycle of breaking down the old and producing new. There's no need to drain the pool. An incision would be made around the inside of your elbow, and your heart would do the rest, pumping out your life force and making you weaker by the second. To no surprise, incisions would often lead to infection, and with less blood in your system and thus less white blood cells to fight off said infection, whatever initial ailment you may have had now pales in comparison to the new pickle you've put yourself in. There's not much humor in that, is there?
Oh, not really.
Dentistry.
So I decided to be a little silly with this chapter.
Oh no, not
Enjoy
a little
this
silly.
cringe. Oh,
Hey,
oops.
let me prepare for the cringe at least, man. Oh no. A rat.
In today's times, you can count yourself blessed, cause modern dentistry is the best that it gets. But step into the past, that pain gets intense. No Novocaine blast, no numbing defense. Impactions, extractions gonna ruin your day. This dental interaction to rid you of decay. Looking for pliers? Now try a bronze hook. Yanking at your teeth without a second look. Still, it's time to drill you shady surgeon, please. But you can't even hear him through your shrieks and screams. Sharpened stone to the bone, now you're you're all alone as you groan and you moan on this painful throne. Need relief? Try this. Here, give that a taste. Don't feel a difference cause it's dead mouse paste. Have some opium to try to dull the throb. Well, now you're just high and you're still gonna sob. So sit in that chair, chewing on your herbs, cause you're gonna feel despair when he strikes that nerve. The gravity of cavities is taking its toll, but it's agony, insanity, searching through your soul. Pull it out, that tooth is gone. You scream and you shout in your perpetual yawn. All done now, you're good for a bit. Just chug the sheep wine, okay, now spit. That shit sucked, but at least you're alive. So you can even leave a like or hit that subscribe. Chat history.
Poor guy.
Bringing you horrible dad raps. Alright, here's another video. Click don't
For a second I thought he was gonna say, okay, here's another rap.
click it. I'll see you over there.
Hi! If you like the video, please make sure that you like it and subscribe to my channel and turn on notification bell if you want to see more of it. I also go live on Twitch and on this YouTube channel, so come join us sometimes. Bye!